Hello, my name is Susan. In today's video, I will be discussing the history of modern cremation. In researching this topic, my research partner, Elizabeth, and I discovered many interesting facts about cremation through the years. I will be sharing some of these facts with you throughout this video. With the popularity of cremation continuing to grow, and more families choosing cremation as their burial option, it is important for those working in funeral services to have some knowledge of cremation's history. To begin, it is critical to understand what cremation is. Cremation is a method of disposing of a dead body by burning it to ashes. Cremation has a long history and remains a very popular method of disposing of dead bodies. Modern cremation services allow the bereaved families to get closure before cremation occurs. This is important to give families closure similar to what is obtained by casket viewings in traditional services. In some religious practices, cremation can be a symbol of honor. As funeral directors, it is critical to be knowledgeable of various religious practices and their belief systems regarding the disposal of dead bodies. Many scholars agree that cremation started around 3000 BC, but it may have actually begun before that. For an example, the oldest known cremation in the world is the cremation of a Mungo lady in Australia. Her partially cremated body was found in 1968 and dates back to 70,000 years ago. Additionally, scholars have debated that around 800 BC, cremation became the most common method of disposal. Pottery shards found in places such as the British Isles, Portugal, Spain, and Northern Europe by archaeologists are evidence of cremation practices dating back to the Bronze Age. Pictured are two examples of such pottery found in the Bronze Age. In one image, you see a funerary pot, and in the other, a colored urn from the British Isles. What I find interesting about these images is that these pottery examples were well made and decorative, showing that the art of cremation and the vessel used to hold the remains is an honored thing. This is similar to how urns in modern times are designed to represent the beauty and uniqueness of the person whose ashes they contain. With the advancement of technology, ashes no longer have to be stored in vessels. Some families now choose to plant a tree with ashes, place ashes in fireworks, use ashes and ink for tattoos, or even mixed in paint for a painting, or they even turn the ashes themselves into pottery. I myself want to be cremated, and I want my ashes to be planted into a tree. A person's religion can play an important role in the decision for cremation. For an example, around the Bronze Age and early Iron Age, the Vedic civilization emerged in India, with citizens following Jainism and Hinduism religions. These religions allowed cremation and prescribed it as their primary method of disposing of the remains. However, the rise of Christianity across Europe led to the decline in cremation around these areas, as burial was the most renowned way of completing the last rites of the family member. In current times, while many Christians remain more comfortable with traditional burials, cremation is becoming more popular among those who profess Christianity as their religion. Moving into the 1800s, the invention of the modern furnace in 1870 made cremation common once again in Europe. For one reason, it made the process more efficient, and secondly, it required less use of land and space when compared to traditional burials. Crematoriums were later built given concerns with safety. In America, embalming was widely accepted and practiced, therefore cremation was not as prevalent. There is evidence of early crematoriums dating back to 1878. This image shows an example of an early crematorium equipment. Crematoriums became even more famous during the Holocaust, when larger accommodations became available across Europe due to the genocide of the Jewish people. Presently, the use of cremation for more mass casualties was evidenced in some countries due to the high death rate and close proximity of deaths related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Several historical figures have chosen cremation, such as Jack London, an American novelist who wrote The Call of the Wild, Walt Disney, an American entrepreneur and animator who created many of the most famous cartoons, and Albert Einstein, a German physicist best known for developing the theory of relativity. Cremation today remains one of the most popular methods of disposing of dead bodies. It is even popular across hospitals with the cremation of medical waste after completing surgeries. It is important in funeral service homes because arranging the ceremony becomes a lot easier. Most families have some form of ritual for paying their respects before the body is cremated. However, others may want the body to be cremated and have a ceremony afterwards. It removes complications of burial services and embalming. Funeral service agencies must maintain use of a furnace or a small crematorium to safely provide this service to families, as well as be knowledgeable in providing information regarding urns and other methods of memorials available for the ashes. Cremation is more popular across Europe and Asia than America. According to the Cremation Society in 2019, 54.5% of deaths in America led to cremation, compared to 85.7% in Switzerland and 99.97% in Japan. However, rates for cremation in America are significantly higher than in African countries. For an example, in Ghana, only 6.4 deaths led to cremation. It is likely that ongoing religious practices, access to safe cremation practices, and land availability for traditional burials continue to play a role in the statistics regarding cremation. As you can see, the history of cremation is long in development of modern machines, and technology continues to advance the practice of cremation services. Funeral service agencies have a responsibility to be knowledgeable of the development of cremation as well as continue to look forward to the place cremation will continue to hold in modern funeral homes. Thank you for listening.